They do call him Black Jesus.
Definitely.
Yep.
But I will never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So, I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess and the Frog.
You're drunk. You should not be drinking. You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, the Gumball Sports Machine podcast, the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. And as always, I'm not doing this on my own. The ship does not run on the gas that I solely provide. I am joined by my dog, my boy, David Largo. David, D-Lo, Flip Sayless, a.k.a. co-host. D-Lo is in the building today. D-Lo, you're looking scrumptious today.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and I just want to put this out there now. If y'all see me smacking, mind your own damn business, all right?
Smacking.
Yep.
What do you mean? Let's move on. And we are also joined by our expert when it comes to basketball and football, and the man we like to call Killer, the Analyzer. Tyson has arrived with us, and he's here with us today. Mr. Tyson, Mr. Analyzer, how are you feeling today, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. It's good to be back. You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty eventful weekend, y'all. If I do say so the least. I'm in Louisiana right now with the fam, celebrating Mardi Gras. It's Mardi Gras today, but I still had to come get the work in, check y'all boys out, and see what's going on, man. Let's get to it.
As always, Tyson, very good to have you. You are a very valued member of this team, and I think you might not want me as a friend after I ask this, but what exactly is Mardi Gras? I know it's an event that happens in Louisiana, but I'm not okay. I know.
Don't answer that.
Okay, hold
Don't
on.
answer that.
Is it like
it's not really a Louisiana holiday. It's a French holiday.
okay? Well, what's the holiday celebrating?
See, why you putting me on the spot?
Okay. No. I mean, I know what it is. I know what it is. Don't answer that. I know what it is.
No,
I
you don't.
I do know what it is. I do
All
know.
right, here we go. Let's put you on the spot. What is it?
You shut your mouth, D-Lo. You shut your face, and you let me tell the people believe that I know what Mardi Gras is.
My bad. I'll go back to smacking.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. The big news, obviously, you know what? Let's start with this. The NBA All-Star Weekend was this past weekend, and there were a lot of mixed reactions to the different events that were happening throughout the weekend. Of course, you have the three-point contest, and you have the slam dunk contest. You have the Rising Stars Challenge. Then, of course, you finish the weekend off with the NBA All-Star Game. The dunk contest was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in the history of my 23 years of living, so we don't have to talk about that. And the three-point contest was actually pretty good. Devin Booker should have won if he would have made, one or two shots in his last rack. But D-Lo, a lot of positive reaction from the actual All-Star Game itself. What were your thoughts on the All-Star Game, and do you think this could be a step in the right direction for the future of the All-Star Game?
Yeah, I mean, I know I certainly enjoyed it because they were actually playing. Obviously not the whole time, but especially towards, last 3 minutes of the quarter, anywhere between that range, they would really start playing. And that was exciting to see because, there was actual, some levels of defense, although it might not be up to NBA standards, there was some level of defense. And it just felt like there was a competition. I mean, there were players that were really gunning for, especially the old heads is what they were calling them. They were gunning for the old heads.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really enjoyed it. And I think that was probably the best solution for the All-Star game outside of, just moving it to another day outside of the season is making it, 12-minute game. I mean, when you're playing 48 minutes, of course people aren't going to try for the first, 36 to 40 minutes of the game. So by eliminating that and shortening the time, they really, play park ball for the first, 6 minutes, and then they really start to turn it up in the last six. So it kind of negates that and makes it like a 50-50, which I really enjoyed. So I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. There was only really one event that I didn't enjoy this weekend, and well, we all know what that one was.
Yeah, quite possibly the worst dunk contest. Not even quite possibly the worst dunk contest I've ever watched.
Although, I'm my guy for winning it.
Did you want to do his dance that he did to celebrate?
Nope.
No. Positive?
Nope.
So you
His
knew who that
his
was.
his dances were probably better than the dunks, to be honest.
Well, that's a good point. But D-Lo, I like Kyson's question. Do you know who he was? Because I didn't, and you're a Heat fan.
Mhm.
You did. You were familiar with
Yep,
Keyshawn Johnson.
15th man.
Mm.
Okay.
And
I've heard
he don't even come to the game.
no, he's the one that sits in the back. That's like, oh, we need you. Oh, okay. Now you can come in.
That's the
Kyson,
man that Spo plays when he doesn't want to play Khalil Ware because he's got an attitude problem. That's who that is.
who has Khalil Ware has an attitude problem?
Yeah, according to Spo, he does.
Uh-oh.
We'll move
All right.
on.
Well, that's another topic for another day. But Kyson, let me ask you first. Did you watch the All-Star game? And if you did, what did you think of this new format? And could this be a good sign for future All-Star games to come?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I watched it pretty much through in and out. The only game I said I wasn't really in tune was the last game. It's because the Stripes, the old folks, they was just tired. It was worn out, so that game didn't really even count. But other than that, man, it was a pretty decent game. Pretty decent like game overall. Like all of the games, I like the format. But most importantly,
Uh-oh. We might have lost our analyzer. Dang, he was getting to a really good spot. So he said right before he cut out, he said most importantly, and then that's when. Yeah, listen, the internet is hating. The internet is hating. I don't know what's going on. Kyson was about to make the
And
point.
you know what?
That changes.
This is all pre-recorded, so we actually have that. Let's cut to a clip.
Yeah, it's cut to a clip. Damn it, D'Lo, can you replenish?
My bad. I spent the budget on my dinner in front of me. Actually,
goodness. Well, that dinner better be better than Kyson's.
It's bussing and it's bussing. I'm not gonna lie.
Goodness gracious. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, it sucks because it cut out right when you said most importantly, and then it stopped. But you were saying.
yeah, as I was saying, most importantly, format or not, the players they came to play. Wemby set the tone immediately. First play of the game. Cade, come here. Let me slam you. Jalen Duren, no. Let me get that out the way. Jalen Duren again, no. Let me get that out. Like Wemby set the tone. So when Ant, who's I gotta say probably my favorite non-Rocket player besides Harden, but I just love Ant, man. Like his intensity, his what he brings to the game, like is very important. Like we need that, and we be trying to tell him he's so damn nonchalant about it. It's annoying, but he's gonna save basketball in America. I'm telling you, because he said Wemby on that. That's a bet. Watch this, and he was deserving of MVP. Kawhi Leonard, unbelievable in that game against World, 31 points in 12 minutes.
That's insane.
Like he was sensational. Kawhi, when he's healthy, he's easily a top 7 basketball player. No debate. It's just when he just can't stay healthy, but he's been great when he has played this year, and he showed that out in the All-Star game. Overall, I liked it. I think I'm with the players though. I think we should go back to East versus West, 12-minute game. Just at least give them a shot.
Uh-oh. We've lost him again. D-Lo, you're muted. Hey, how about you stop stuffing your face and unmute yourself whenever you talk? You suck. You four-eyed son of a gun.
Bro, I'm telling you, I wasn't trying to smack in the middle of Tyson's point.
I know, bro. You got the bread all in your mouth. Do you want to take a few bites? You don't have to one bite, one throat the damn bread. Oh, now it's a one throater. Now it's one throater. But until Tyson returns, this was definitely the best All-Star game I've watched since 2020. When I think this was maybe recently. It wasn't too far from when Kobe and Gianna Bryant passed. It's probably the best All-Star game I've seen since then.
Because they added that 24 point rule in the fourth quarter, and it got competitive as hell.
Yeah. Okay, Tyson, you've returned.
Is he?
Oh, can you hear us?
There he is.
Tyson, can you hear us?
Welcome.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but yeah, you're finishing your point though. I didn't.
And they showed the effort. They showed the want to give them what they want. East versus West. They bull crap it again. Change it up again.
Yeah, and this is this format is kind of a play it by ear kind of format, because you saw what the players did on Sunday. They played hard because they didn't have to play as hard for as long. It was 12-minute quarters or 12-minute games, and once the game was over, you moved on, and you got a 5-10 minute break, whatever it was in between games, and then even sometimes you didn't have to play the next game, so it kind of evened out. But guys, when I was just telling Dino, this was the best All-Star game since 2020, when they had changed the format that back then to when after the fourth quarter it was a 24-point advantage. So whoever the highest score was, add 24 to that, and then that was the ending score, and that's how the game would end, and that's who would win. But this is the best All-Star game easily since then, and even this might even been better than that one. And I loved how all the guys competed. I love how they all played hard. And Tyson, you mentioned it, and Anthony Edwards also mentioned it. It started with Wemby, because you could see after that first game, Wemby was visibly frustrated because Scottie Barnes hit that three, and nobody communicated, nobody switched, and nobody contested Scottie Barnes for a game-winning three in overtime. And you could see how competitive he was. And so once he brought that energy, everybody else was forced to play with that energy, because Wemby's going to play hard. There's no way I'm not going to play hard. And that energy circulated between or throughout Cade Cunningham and Devin Booker and the young guys, as they were calling them, and even the world guys, which I also will point out, if that world team is healthy and you have SGA and Luka plays the entire game and Jokic plays the entire game, the world wins that tournament. I'll point that out right now. I'm not saying the young guys didn't deserve it. They were the Stars, right? Yeah, the Stars. I'm not saying the Stars didn't deserve it, but if they're all healthy, the world team wins that game by a mile. But it was fun to see because it was competitive. All three games were competitive, and then the last one, the OGs kind of just got tired and they got old, and they couldn't keep up with the young guys anymore. And so it was really, really fun. I hope that it continues until next year. Obviously, we won't be able to find out until next year, which we all know where the All-Star game is next year, right? Hometown, baby. It's in Phoenix.
So we going?
Yeah. No. What you mean, hell no? We got to go cover it, bro. Huh?
You know how expensive it is,
bro. What, bro? By then, bro, we'll have credentials. We'll go there, and we'll be a part of the media.
I'll have credentials. I'll keep stealing the ad budget. Be good by then.
I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if you could use it towards a positive instead of going to Candy's Wonderland every day.
Candy's Wonderland, he says.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't eaten candy in months.
That's not the candy I was talking about.
Oh.
Let's move on. But no, it was fun, man. It was fun to watch. Obviously, the dunk contest was horrible. 3-point contest was really fun to watch, as it usually is. That 3-point contest is never really a problem. Damian Lillard also, came back and won it. He hasn't played a minute of NBA basketball all year, so it was fun. It was fun to watch the game in the 3-point contest. I watched a little bit of the Rising Stars Challenge, but I think, Tyson, you mentioned going back to East to West. I think you can go back to East to West, but I think you might have to keep it within like the groups. You still have to split them up into three teams, 3 or 4 teams, because I think if you're playing one game, it's tough. It's going to be tough to keep them engaged for the entire game, if for 48-minute game. So I think if you split up East West, maybe you come up with 2 West teams and 2 East teams, and then you put them up all against each other and you see who goes to win. Maybe you could do that, and just in terms of this 12-minute game format that they've come up with for the USA versus World. But I think this is a step in the right direction in terms of competitiveness in the All-Star game. And again, to see the best players in the world, in the basketball universe, go at it and actually play against each other was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Again, to be as competitive as it was. All right, that was the All-Star game. We'll get back into the NBA a little bit later. Let's talk some football, because there was some big news over the weekend. Miami Dolphins released Tyreek Hill, their star wide receiver, who suffered a very, very bad, very gruesome injury during the season. He broke his leg, and he broke a whole bunch of things in his leg. He broke his tibia, and he tore up a bunch of stuff in his leg. So Tyreek Hill is 32 years old. So he is getting older in terms of receiver age, and the Miami Dolphins decided to get rid of him. They're going to take a 51 mile an hour. They're going to take a $51 million pay cut. I'm sorry, a $51 million cap hit, and by releasing Tyreek Hill, but they also opened up $23 million in cap space by making this move. Tyson, when you look at Tyreek Hill and where he's at in his career, he still can be an elite receiver. It's going to be tough to see what he is when he comes back from this gruesome injury that he suffered. But when you look at Tyreek Hill and the possibilities for him now, was this the right move for Miami? And if it was, where could you see Tyreek Hill ending up?
Was it the right move? Probably yes. I mean, this is just a move we all knew was coming, especially after that leg injury. Miami's in full reset mode. They almost traded Jalen Waddle in the middle of the season, which is their young premier receiver besides Tyreek. So for Miami, they're obviously in full-fledged start from the ground up. And as for Tyreek Hill, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, one or two things can happen. I could see him going down the washed receiver land, Baltimore Ravens, Tennessee Titans. What's another team that all the washed receivers go to? The Commanders.
Commanders, yeah. I would say the Bills, but I guess the Bills, they actually kind of have good receivers.
Like, if he'll go to the Bills after he's proven he's no longer him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, playoff time. Or he can go to the Chiefs, which would be ideal. Go back to the Chiefs. EB's back. Obviously Pat's aiming to be back in time. We'll see. But I mean, hey, why not go back home? Why not go where you want it? Tyreek is going through it. We talk about a lot of guys that go through things on and off the field. And Tyreek he's a guy that does not have a good track record off the field. And it seems that it caught up to him on the field, because that injury, it just seemed like some regular stuff happened. And his legs twisted up. So prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully he finds his situation. As for Miami, I guess we got another 6 years of rebuilding to go to.
Yeah, I don't know where Miami goes from here. Miami is in such a crap hole right now, and they have no direction. They don't have a quarterback. They just lost possibly their best player, or they just cut their best player in Tyreek Hill. You still have Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane, but it's a really tough place for Miami to be in. D'Lo, when you saw this, do you believe this was the right move for Miami? And if it was, where could you see Tyreek Hill ending up and possibly even having an impact to the point where he had an impact like he did in Miami or Kansas City?
I mean, yeah, it's the right move. If you're the Dolphins, you're kind of in purgatory right now because you know uh, you have this quarterback who's making a lot of money, and his nickname literally involves turning the ball over. So, I mean, from that perspective, you were always going to be in purgatory. Um, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't think it helps them really in any way. It's not like they're going to do anything with it. They're not going to compete. They're just going to get a top pick. And I mean, that's fine. But as far as Tyreek goes, I don't see him returning to what he was on any team, really. And when I think about it, I think that the best that he can really get to is kind of similar to what Devonte Adams is now, where Devonte Adams is still a good receiver, but he's not peak Devonte Adams, the Devonte Adams that we know, right? And I think that's kind of what Tyreek Hill can be. And I think that is also the peak of what he can be. I don't think that he can go any higher than that. I don't know if he can be a number one receiver in the league anymore. But I also think that it is also very likely that he loses a lot of that and he just kind of fizzles out of the league, which is also possible. So I don't really know where he would fit best. And I honestly don't know if I like him back in Kansas City either. I'm sure they would take him, but I think Kansas City is in a rough spot as well. So I don't know for him in particular if that's just where he wants to go back to. So yeah, unknown on what he's gonna do, but I don't think it's back to Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're Miami, you are, both of you guys kind of mentioned it. Miami is in complete rebuild mode. They have to find a new direction because D'Lo, like you mentioned, they're kind of in a purgatory right now. They don't know what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it, and it starts with the quarterback position. My team can relate very, very much, and then Kyler Murray, and that's a whole nother topic for another day. But I'm honestly kind of surprised that they didn't do this last offseason after what had transpired in the playoffs. Or I'm sorry, in the last game of the regular season last year when Tyreek Hill pretty much just quit on the Miami Dolphins. He basically went and sat down and said, yeah, no, I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. I don't want to do this. And obviously that brought in questions to this season. And it was really awkward in training camp and listening to guys like Tua and Mike McDaniel and even Tyreek Hill talk about the whole situation. Because if you guys remember at the end of the season, after that last game of the regular season, Tyreek Hill said, pretty much said, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I want to go. And they ended up keeping him. And it didn't work out. Absolutely not. And so now they've cut him. And they took that, and they're going to take that $51 million cap hit, the largest of any player that's not a quarterback. And so that's what you have to live with. My dad always told me you got to live with the decisions you make. And the Miami Dolphins are doing that right now. In terms of where he could go, I mean, Tyson, you mentioned the wide receivers group. You talk about the Titans. You talk about the Ravens. I mean, both teams could use a receiver. How good is Tyreek Hill going to be with those guys? Both of those teams have a quarterback in Lamar Jackson and Cam Ward. So maybe you go to Tennessee and give Cam Ward another weapon because Tyler Lockett obviously isn't there anymore. Calvin Ridley, who knows how good he's going to be. I do really like Chigakonko, but he's a free agent this year, so he may not be there anymore. Or do you go to Baltimore? Do you give Lamar another weapon? And again, these guys have tried to go help Lamar. You did DeAndre Hopkins go down there, and so the Odell Beckhams. So do you go to Baltimore and try and see if you can go win one with Lamar? I don't know where Tyreek Hill could go and actually fit and have an impact outside of the Kansas City Chiefs, because he knows everybody there. They know him. They just brought back Eric Bieniemy. Andy Reid, of course, is very familiar with Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes loves Tyreek Hill. Whether or not Travis Kelce retires or not, I don't know. But he's also very familiar with Tyreek Hill. And maybe you add Tyreek Hill to a receiver corps that already has Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. And now there was a report that came out today that, apparently the Chiefs are trying to trade Xavier Worthy. But Again, that's another topic for another day. But Tyreek Hill needs to go somewhere and have an impact. Also, who knows if Tyreek Hill is going to be the same player when he comes back? That was a bad, gruesome injury that he suffered, and in his leg. And what do you need to run? You need your legs. And if his leg is not 100%, I mean, Tyreek Hill's a good receiver. He has pretty good hands. He's a decent route runner, but he's relied on his speed for a lot of his career. And if he's not able to do that anymore, it's going to be tough for him to be productive if he can't get open and create space and catch those 50-50 balls. And I don't know where he could go and actually thrive and have an impact. So that's the curious part to me. I mean, if with Tyreek Hill, man, you know what? He brings up another question. D'Lo, if right now Tyreek Hill retires, right? You know what? The leg injury is too gruesome. It was too bad. I can't recover. Is Tyreek Hill a Hall of Famer? He has multiple years with 100 receiving yards. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think so. I don't know what would classify him to not. Now, I will say he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No.
Not a first ballot, but I think he could get in there. You know, second, third ballot, maybe. I think he could sneak in. But at the end of the day, you have to look and think, if you're the voters, how much is that accredited to Patrick Mahomes? You know, would this guy be Hall of Fame receiver without that?
Yeah.
In Miami, it certainly hasn't looked like it.
No, and don't get me wrong, he had some good years in Miami. And Tua isn't this all-world quarterback. He had some good years in Miami, but again, to your point, he won 2 Super Bowls with Kansas City, or was it just the one in 2019? It was 2, right? And
2019 and 2021. Whenever they beat the Niners.
That was 2022. Because no. Was it no? Because 22 they played the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He wasn't on that team.
It was the year before Tampa Bay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he just has the one.
No, that can't be right.
The other 2, Patrick Mahomes went on his own because he beat the Eagles and he beat the Niners. So
hold on, I'm Googling.
Okay. Because when did he leave? He left after the Buccaneers season, didn't he? That's when they traded him.
One.
Just the one.
2020 versus San Francisco. And then he lost 2021 and then he left.
Yeah, and so I mean that conversation I could definitely be had in terms of whether Patrick Mahomes made him, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tyson, if Tyreek Hill retires right now, you think he could get into the Hall of Fame?
No. And the reason the NFL is strict with their Hall of Fame. Off the field, I just mentioned it. Off the field matters to them.
Yeah,
like heavily. He's not that good of a player for where the bad outweighs the good. If he were to retire today, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes made him. He definitely took him to heights he would never ever have reached. So I mean, if that's making him okay, but he was decent with Alex Smith. I feel like he worked his way up. He climbed his way up the ladder. And
did we lose him again?
Patrick Mahomes seen something that maybe no one else would have seen. So that's why I said go back home.
Yeah.
Go back where you're comfortable.
Yeah, and that's big too, because and you know, you make the point of off the field issues, and the thing is, the voters aren't supposed to put off the field issues into their voting for the Hall of Fame, but they all do. Let's just keep it. They all do, and so I think that's going to be a good. That's a good point because he may not get in, but I mean, another guy that probably should get in for his on the field play is Antonio Brown, but he probably won't get in because of everything that is taking place off the field. And so when you look at Tyreek Hill's career, I mean, is there anything that else that he needs to prove? I mean,
he doesn't. He's got the accolades.
he's got the accolades.
He's definitely got the accolades.
He's been voted the number 1 best player in the league before.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a Super Bowl champ, 5-time first team All Pro. He's a second team All Pro, 8 Pro Bowls. He led the NFL in receiving yards in 2023. He was a co-leader in touchdowns in 2023. He was in the 2010s All-Decade team. He was Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year in 2014. He was first team All-12 in 2014. So, I mean, like, he has the accolades, and he's also got the stats, 819 receptions for over 11,000 yards. Like, puts him, top 40, give or take?
receiver of all time?
I mean, no, just in terms of receiving yards. Pretty sure that's around where 40 would be.
Right.
I mean, I would say that that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing to also to take into consideration is that we've never seen a receiver like Tyreek Hill. We've never seen a receiver like Tyreek Hill. He is faster than a lot of guys. And then even the guys that were speed guys, they couldn't run routes like Tyreek Hill. We've never seen a guy like Tyreek Hill. Now, who
at his size?
That's what I'm saying. Like as fast as he is, and at his size,
is like the first guy that comes to mind is like Deshaun Jackson.
Even Deshaun Jackson. I don't know if he could run routes like Tyreek Hill.
Deshaun had a 1,800-yard season.
Yeah, that's tough, D-Lo.
And I'm just saying, though, like when we think of like the player, though, when we say we've never seen a player like Tyreek Hill, like for his
like the
size,
archetype,
yes, but the archetype we've definitely seen before.
But even at that archetype and as skilled as he is, I don't think we've ever seen that before. Like to put both of those things together, as at like his size, his build, as fast as he is, as technically sound as he is, because and Tyson, you mentioned it, he worked his way up. He started as a kick returner. He started as a punt returner, and that's really all he was. And now he's worked his way up to become this elite receiver. I mean, in his prime, he was in that conversation for top 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers in the game. And so I just like to see a guy like that, and it sucks the way that that he went down. Obviously, suffering that gruesome leg injury. Hopefully, he'll come back and be somewhat of what he was before. But I truly don't think we've seen a guy like Tyreek Hill, and so I think that's why he could sneak into the Hall of Fame, not on the first ballot like you guys mentioned, but maybe second or third ballot. Because I mean, now he's no T.O., but the fact that T.O. didn't get in on the first ballot also befuddles me. I have no idea. One of the best receivers of all time. But I think Tyreek Hill could sneak in there. I think he could.
If he getting in, then AB is definitely getting in.
Yeah, guys, my AB might be worse though in terms of just the off the field stuff. Even on
dog.
The field. Dog. What? Bro, he was in the conversation. AB, Julio, Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins. Like he was constantly in that. He was AB was 1-2 the whole every year he played in the league, aside from like
I was gonna say, I don't know if he was in that conversation. He might have been at the top of that conversation.
He wasn't better he was not better than Julio. He was not.
That was the argument.
Was the argument though?
No, for sure. Oh yeah,
After
it was
Calvin retired. It was definitely the conversation.
AB Julio. Who's better at the time then?
Between AB and Julio?
Hindsight, like if I'm looking back,
depends.
I'm taking AB. I was a Julio
Depends on
dude.
the year.
Really?
I was a Julio
Definitely
dude
a Julio dude too. I thought Julio was always better, but retrospect, looking back, it's probably AB.
Because look, his size at what he was doing, 5'10", 5'11", 190, like just completely bullying dudes year after year after year after year. And another dude that just started from the bottom and just worked his way up. It's unfortunate, how he ended up, and just he's definitely a victim of CTE, no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
Hopefully he does get it. It is.
Yeah, I hope he gets the help that he needs, and it sucks to see kind of the way that he has carried himself since then. But I just, in terms of like on the football field, again, I'm not mad that you guys are taking AB, but dog, Julio Jones, he wasn't baby Megatron because he was better than that, but he was unguardable. One guy, two guy, three guys, like there was no way you were gonna guard Julio. And for Matt Ryan, it was what Joe Burrow say, except just for Julio Jones. F it. 11 down there somewhere.
He's down there somewhere. Yep.
He's down there somewhere. He's going to go get it. He's got to put it in the vicinity. I think I might take Julio. And I remember having those conversations at the lunch tables. At the lunch, I had those conversations with both of you at the lunch tables back then. And again, like it's tough. It's, that's a tough conversation. But what Julio did in the production he had, in the performance in the Super Bowl he had when he did get a chance to play in the Super Bowl, and the catch that he made in said Super Bowl was great, man. And then obviously Antonio Brown, when he took that hit from Vontaze Burfict, kind of went downhill after that. And now was that headshot? Did that headshot have something to do with it? I think we all can assume so. But yeah, AB was that dude, man. And that Steelers offense. I mean, when you talk about Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell, AB, Martavis Bryant, that whole crew. That I'm surprised that team didn't win a Super Bowl. To be completely honest, I'm surprised. That team should have won a Super Bowl, and they just never got the opportunity. All right, let's talk about a sport that we don't talk about as much on this show. Let's talk about some boxing. It was announced. I don't know when it was announced. I think it was announced this weekend. But Floyd Mayweather will be taking on Mike Tyson in a exhibition fight sometime, I believe, in April. Sometime in April or May. And these are the two unks or OGs. Like, these are two of the guys that constantly get talked about as the greatest boxer of all time. And obviously you throw these two guys in there. You throw Muhammad Ali in there. Again, I'm not as familiar with boxing, but maybe Canelo Alvarez in that conversation, Bud Crawford in that conversation. But I mean, Tyson, now correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you're a lot more familiar than I am when it comes to the boxing and even some of the UFC stuff. But this fight, why are they doing it? Do they have something to prove, or is this just a money grab for both of them?
Why did Phillip Rivers come back to the NFL?
Yeah,
quick little $250,000, get hit up real quick.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm back raising my 10 children. I think it's a money grab, and I mean, this is the thing I don't like, right? We crap on Jake Paul for doing this, for fighting Mike Tyson and fighting this dude and doing this and bringing people into boxing that shouldn't be in the boxing in people's opinions, things of that nature. And then we do this. We turn around and do this. This is no better than Jake Paul going against Anthony Joshua or Jake Paul doing any of his shenanigans. It's literally no different. It's just the fact we don't like Jake Paul or whatever the consensus is. I like the true boxing like fighters fighting. Like you said, Canelo versus Crawford, Shakir just beat I think his name Tony G. He just beat him last week. We want to see Shakir versus Ryan Garcia, or we want to see Tank versus Shakir. Like, we want to see actual boxers that have worked their entire lives to be where they're at, to actually put on. But unfortunately, they're scared. They don't want to mess up their records. It's all about the money, and it's just diluting the product. It's not gonna be a good match. I mean, Floyd. Last time Floyd did an exhibition, it was against Logan Paul, and he was holding him up. Right, he was beating him up so bad that he had to literally hold him up so they can make it to the end of the rounds, so they can get the full bag. So, will I be tuning in? Yes. I will be. I will watch it because it's on what, Netflix? I'm pretty sure.
Believe it's on Netflix. I just had it up here.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got Netflix in the crib, so I mean it's free. So
Yeah.
it will be on the TV, but at the same time, man, boxing. I've been saying boxing is dying, and this just adds to that case.
D'Lo, your initial reaction when seeing this fight, and I think your face might.
Sorry.
Your initial reaction to this Unk fight, this Unk match that will take place on April 25th.
I'm just so sad. Like, what happened to the sport that I loved? You know what I mean? Like, this is what we're coming to put like put people in chairs. This is what we have to resort to is the unction again. Like, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it, and it's a cash grab. We all know what it is. It's a cash grab. These are just two guys that are no longer in their prime. So why are you boxing? You have nothing left to prove. If you're Mike Tyson, a lot of people consider you the hardest hitting boxer ever. What do you have to prove? And if you're Floyd Mayweather, your record was untouchable. What did you have to prove? And now we're here. So it's not that they have anything to prove. They don't. It's as simple as that. So I don't I will not be tuning in, unlike Tyson. Jamal, you may be tuning in.
I will
I will not
absolutely be watching. I will
not be
absolutely.
tuning in. That is beyond me.
So I have a few takeaways from this. Now, again, I will preface this by saying I am not the biggest boxing fan in the world. So I'm not some like, this is Mike Tyson should do this and that, and if he's gonna win. Listen, I'm a very, 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 very casual boxing fan. I know the big names, and I know what you're supposed to do is hit the other person and don't let the other person hit you. That's about as far as my boxing knowledge goes. When it comes to this fight, I'm intrigued. Because, and here's why. When you look at Floyd Mayweather, who's 48, and you look at Mike Tyson, who's 59 years of age. When these guys were in their prime, I didn't get to watch them. I didn't get to watch Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather in their prime. I mean, Floyd Mayweather was coming up when I was growing up, but I mean, I wasn't really watching boxing at the age of 5 or 6, and so
we were watching WWE growing up.
I definitely was watching WWE.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We're not watching no boxing.
Yeah, you talk about WWE, now we can have a conversation. But these are two of the biggest names ever in boxing. And now, is it a money grab? Absolutely. When you put Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson in a fight, one of them's 48 years old, the other one's 59 years old. Of course, it's a money grab. None of these guys are going after titles or really wanting to be competitive again in the boxing field. That's not the case. This is entertainment purposes only. I'll be surprised if they hit each other in the face. Genuinely. I'll be surprised if they really try and hit each other in the face. That's the type of match that's going to go on. And again, like Tyson said, I will also be tuning in. It's on Netflix. We have Netflix here at the house. I'm going to watch. And so it'll be interesting to see these two old OGs. It'll definitely be funny. I'll be laughing watching it because, I don't know if it's going to be as bad as Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. because that was really, really bad to watch. But I think it's still going to be really, really bad. I don't think they're going to barely hit each other. I would be shocked if either one of them knocks each other out. And I think the most fun part to me that I'm looking forward to is the build up to the fight, the press conferences and the face-offs and all this other stuff leading up to the fight. That's really because I think that's where the entertainment is going to be. I don't think the entertainment is going to be in the fight itself. I think the entertainment is going to be leading up to the fight and just watching these guys talk crap to each other and call each other names. And at least that's what I hope what happens. Maybe they have respect for each other and they're going to say, oh, it's an honor going up against Mike Tyson or it's an honor going up against Floyd Mayweather. I hope they cuss each other out, call each other a bunch of names and, we get entertained. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's going to be better than the fight itself.
Honoring opponents is not in Floyd Mayweather's dictionary. That
Well, that's true. Even Manny Pacquiao, like one of the nicest people on earth, he was calling names and disrespecting and all this stuff.
that's the money team. All he cares about is the green.
That man, and I think that's what it is. They're gonna make a lot of money. They're gonna make a lot of money from this fight, and I think again that's why they do it. That's why they do it. And so
Poor
again,
Mike
it's gonna
Tyson.
be. What'd you say?
I said poor Mike Tyson. I mean, they gotta start setting up savings accounts for these guys, health savings accounts. Like something, bro. The dude's 60-something. Like, should not be fighting.
What is he fighting for? What is he fighting for? He has a family. Go hang out with your family.
Hey, you know what we said last time? You got to see if you love the family. Mike
You
Tyson
gotta see
probably
if you love
doesn't
the
like the
family.
fam.
LeBron apparently don't like his family very much because the boy is 42 years old and just don't want to retire. So he don't want to be at the crib no more. But that's so that's you know what, real quick. He's I think he lost track of time, but it's okay. He's not very familiar with the digital stuff. He's still adapting to and speaking of unks and OGs, let's welcome in our unk, our OG of the show, the man we like to call the generalizer, Triple OG Tone. Tone, you see your age mates about to fight each other, bro? Talk to your boys, man.
That's where we going with that conversation.
Crazy.
Come on, I'm just telling, bro. They're about to hurt each other, bro.
I was dropping off the youth. I was listening.
Dropping off the youth.
And listen, it's already crazy because Tone is already representing the boxer he thinks is gonna win. He got on all green. He's rooting for money team over there.
Money team. Nah. I honestly, I'd be rooting for Mike. Mike was more my generation. I mean, I guess I was real young when Mike was that guy, but money team was kind of a little late for me.
About 40 years ago.
Wow. But yeah. What's up, Twin? What's up, Maul and Low?
Oh, what's the word, baby?
But I was listening. I am gonna have to tune in, man. I think there's a little bit of excitement. I mean, pause. Y'all get excited when I go out there and hoop. Y'all like, damn, look at OG putting in work. You know what I'm saying?
I don't say that, but I do get excited when I see you hoop. I don't say the second part.
But like the thing is like we know and like you as a person. We don't know these people.
Yeah, well, that's just general support that you get from your friends, bro.
Yeah.
That's all.
Bro. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you don't hurt yourself.
We just are so glad that the OG is keeping his bodily functions. You know what I mean? Like that's awesome.
Them vitamins going to work.
What?
Them
Hey,
multi
every day.
Hey, on good. Hey, them
Still
daily
taking them
multivitamins.
Flintstone gummies.
I love them. What? Hey, don't be surprised if Mike Tyson take a shot of that blue juice before he walk in that ring, boy. Right in the ass. Right.
Hey, good prune juice, good grape
yeah.
juice.
Yep.
Cranberry juice.
Cranberry juice, bladder right.
I'm gonna say this: y'all sleeping on Floyd. Floyd could hit. I'm saying Tyson was definitely the hardest hitter back in the day, but Floyd could hit. He was known for his defense, but if he catch you sleeping with a
I
rip
was gonna
shot,
say he's really good at running. Really good at that.
Man, this.
There you go. See, there you go.
My thing is for one, are they gonna let Mike go full fledged? Because Mike going for a knockout in the first 2 rounds. We know that.
Yeah. If he's truly fighting,
if he's truly fighting, yeah.
and I also think the part of the buildup is
Um,
Floyd's whole game is, like you said, running. To have the hardest hitter going against him, it's like creates that narrative of, is Floyd really a fighter? You know what I'm saying? Like a fighter. My bad to cut you off, Twin.
Oh no, you good. I was just saying that if that's the case, then I mean Floyd, this is a money grab, point blank simple. In my heart of hearts, I want to believe this is a fight, because if it's a fight, Floyd can get Mike up out of there in like 5-6 rounds.
Yeah.
Like he can, if they're really fighting, but they're not.
No.
So
I mean, like I said, I'd honestly be surprised if they hit each other in the face. Like, the build up to the fight might be, again, for entertainment purposes, them calling each other names and, your family this, your mama that, your daddy that. And when it gets to the fight, it's going to be buddy. Okay, don't. I won't hit you. You won't hit me. We'll hug each other for 12 rounds, and then or however long they're going, 8 rounds or whatever. 6 rounds.
Out. You know what I'm saying? What rappers they get to walk each other out.
Yep. That's all it is.
That's all part of the entertainment.
I love it, man. I love it. Now, again, will I be tuning in again? And because Tone, we were saying earlier, like I wasn't really around when Mike Tyson was in his prime, when Floyd Mayweather was in his prime. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, I guess maybe I was 2 or 3 years old.
Mike was by years off.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't get to see none of that. So to see these guys again go up against each other is cool. Because when I saw Mike Tyson and who did he go? Was it Jake Paul or so he fought somebody? And I was sitting there. I was sitting in the living room watching it with Pops, and I was like, and it was really cool because Pops watched a lot of Mike Tyson as he was growing up. And so he's very familiar, but now to for us to be watching Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson is 78 years old now, but to be watching in the ring, I mean, it's pretty cool. So, to see these two guys go up against each other will be, again, it'll be a money grab. It'll be an attention seeker. It'll be how many eyes can you draw for these two big names? But at the end of the day, it's not going to be a real fight. It's really not. They're gonna
get this bag. They're like, yo, hold on, I need a little bag.
Oh yeah, they gonna get. Hey, I'll tell you something. There ain't gonna be nothing little about that bag.
Floyd don't play if it ain't for the pay.
No,
that number got to be right,
man. All right, let's move on to this conversation. This is a conversation that has been had over the past few years, and now that there are, and I'm sure we'll have this conversation again. Whether it's next season or the season after that. But LeBron's time in the NBA is coming to a close, as we all know. Whether he retires after this season or after next season, he doesn't have much longer in the National Basketball Association. And when you look at the face of the league, who's been the face of the league for the past 23 years? His name happens to be LeBron James. When he happens to go and he says, you know what, I'm hanging the shoes up, I'm done, I'm going to hang out with my family. And when I don't want to be with my family anymore, I'm going to come back and play. No. And when he decides that he's done, that he wants to play, that he wants to be, a full-time father, full-time husband, who could take over as the face of the NBA? I mean, you saw a lot of those guys in the All-Star game on Sunday, Tone, when you look at the Anthony Edwards and the Cade Cunninghams, the Victor Wembanyama's, a lot of these guys that you talk about that could be the face of the NBA. When you think of the NBA, you think of such and such. Tone, who could be that guy? Who could be the guy that really represents the league? When you think of the NBA, you think of blank.
I said there's a handful of guys that could be. That's the question you asked. Is could be, not who will be. Could be. I do think you named a few of them. Anthony Edwards is one of those guys. Victor Wembanyama is one of those guys. I want to say Cade. But I feel like he lacks what people have said my guy lacks. Jason Tatum is the aura, the charisma, the off the court it factor, I guess is what you could say. But I do think Cade has the actual skill within the game. I feel like he's doing more than people honestly understand right now for Detroit. So that's where I'm on the fence about Cade. I do think, honestly, that Tatum he's lit a fire with this injury. I think people are missing. Like, there's something that's missing in the league right now. And for some reason, he's been all over the news the past 2 weeks because he might be coming back. And it's odd because I remember 2 summers ago when he was just, being dragged through the mud for the USA situation. So I'd like to put Tatum in that mix. But I also think that there's guys that we don't talk about enough that if they win a championship, that their name is now in that hat. And one of them is your guy, Devin Booker. He's had his ups and his peaks and valleys, and he's had those moments in the game. I mean, he's one of the few guys who scored 70 points in the NBA. It was during an L, but he scored 70 points. There's not a lot of guys who've done that, especially in the modern day of the game. If he won a championship, one Phoenix ain't never seen one of those, and so you got a big state, a big fan base who's gonna be pushing that narrative. But again, he don't got the aura, so that's why I think he got to get the ring. The one guy who I could see is Luca, but he's almost on the cusp of being too old when it comes to these young guys. And then the last guy who won the championship last year is SGA, and I feel like he's had it, but he still doesn't seem like he's the face of the NBA. I don't know for some odd reason he's not the face of the NBA. I mean, I've seen him on Slam magazines. I've seen him on Sports Illustrated, but it wasn't like back when AI was on them covers, back when LeBron was on them covers. It just didn't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pick, I'm going with Victor. I don't think we've ever seen a player like Victor ever before in the NBA. People like to compare him to Kevin Durant. I think his sailing is something we've never seen before. So I'm gonna go with Victor.
Well, since Tyson, you want to sit over there key and then laugh about the Suns ain't win a championship, it's okay. Well, we'll get one. Hey, even if it's after I leave this earth, even if it is after God call me home, I'll be celebrating. At a top
Jamal,
nails.
I'm just saying, bro. He just tried you like twice, like back to back.
No.
I'm
He
just
was
saying.
giving Book credit. No, he was giving Book. Yeah, I know. See, there you go, trying to stir some. Hey, come on, James Harden left Houston. He ain't got to stir no more. See, there you go.
I was being genuine. I was no hate involved in that.
Tyson, obviously you have Kevin Durant on your team. He's also one of those old guys that is coming out of the league, and he was one of the faces of the NBA for a long time. He is no longer that guy. But, you have some young guys. Obviously, I don't think you're going to say any of those young guys, although it could be wrong. But who could be the next face of the NBA when you look at the young talent that's coming up and the young talent that's only getting better in the National Basketball Association?
Listen, I'm biased. I think basketball is still an American sport. I still think we I get the Europeans have brought in a different aspect to the game, and I feel like the league has allowed them to do that. Like we allowed these Europeans to come through and change the game for us. That's why the MVPs have been out of the United States for the past 5 years. So with that being said, though, I'm biased, and I think I really, in my heart of hearts, genuinely think Anthony Edwards will be the face of the league. Like he checks every box. He's clutch. He gets better every single year, and his character. Now, look, I'm the analyzer, so I'm gonna go a little deep with this one real quick, just real quick. But Ant, he's a guy. I've mentioned it before. No mom, no grandma. Dad wasn't in his life. Like he was raised with a lot of people that wasn't his same last name. You know, so there's things that he just won't have, right? And I'm not saying the things he does is right. He has the multiple baby mamas, he has the drama, but on top of that, he's been showing us that hey, I'm improving. I'm maturing. I'm getting better, not only on the court but off the court. And you can't do anything but applaud that. And I think he has enough edginess for the NBA because the NBA don't want a straight narrow guy. They don't. And I think that's why Tatum, Jalen Brown, Kawhi, Kate Cunningham, those type of guys don't fit the mold of being the face of the NBA because you gotta be a little bit exotic, just a little bit. You know, LeBron is a funny guy. He's a character. He's outrageous. And I think that same thing with Steph Curry. Steph Curry doing shimmy. He's a character. Kids relate to him. I think Anthony Edwards, I relate to Anthony Edwards. Like I see myself in him, even though he's younger than me. I see I see our generation of cats from 26 to 20 to 26 in Anthony Edwards. And I feel like if he can continue to not only elevate his game, but show that he wants to be the face of the league, show that, hey, NBA, I'm ready. Adam Silver, I'm ready. Give it to me. It's literally waiting for him. Like it's literally like here, like it's all you gotta do is take these 3, 4 steps and it's yours. And that's genuinely how I feel. I just don't think any of the European guys. I don't think. I think we're too hard on Ant for not wanting it. I think those guys don't want it. Think about it. Luka and Jokic did not play a single minute in the All-Star game, or I didn't see him at least when I was watching. I did not see them on the court. Like that's not what face of the league dudes do. Kobe injured and he played in the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's and to Tone's credit, Wimby he's an outlier. He's not like those guys, not at all. He cares very so much, and I feel like it's gonna be a flip flop between those dudes. One more thing, I just remember growing up, LeBron. Yes, he was the face of the league, but it wasn't just him. It was at one point it was D Wade for a little bit. It was Kobe. For Kobe, when Kobe was in the league, it was his league. Simple as
Yeah.
that. Bron was Bron was taking it at the end, like in 2011, 2012. But when Kobe was in the league, from when Kobe finally separated from Shaq, and so hey, I'm that boy from '04 to 2011 is Kobe.
Hold on. Why dudes got braids? Why dudes is wearing arm sleeves?
And that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make, Tone. I'm saying it really took turns. I feel like it was multiple faces of the league at
I
one
ain't
point.
never seen no. Only thing I heard from people do to Kobe is when they shooting trash in the can. But when they went and stood on that basketball court, they was out there looking like Allen Iverson. From the little white boy to the Asian dude to the homies, everyone was on the court looking like AI.
Yeah, from
Our
from
opinion
from
looking like AI.
what like 99 to '06. Then at the '06 point, AI,
Kobe.
all right, that was your time. It's Kobe time. Exactly. It's Kobe. That's when Kobe had the 81-point game. It's Kobe time. Kobe win MVP. He wins 2 rings. It's Kobe time. Now Kobe's fading out. It's LeBron time. LeBron fades out a little bit. It's Curry time. It's KD time. It's Harden time for a year or two. You know what I mean? So I really feel like if it's not gonna be Ant, it's gonna be Victor. They're gonna be flip flopping. Um, and yeah, to summarize it, I agree with Tom. I think it could be a multitude of guys, but I think Wimby and Ant, I think those two dudes, they want it the most, and I think they're gonna get it.
Low, who could be the next, face of the NBA? Obviously, I both Kyson and Tom made good points. But I think the one I kind of am looking at the most is the combination of guys that's kind of been the face of the league. But when you look over the next few years, and you're not allowed to say Tyler Hero or Bam Adebayo, but who are you looking
Dude.
for? who could be the next face of the NBA?
That was so unnecessary.
That's my bad. That's my
You do
bad.
that?
That's my bad. That's my
That
bad.
was so unnecessary.
I was supposed to do that.
Because what did I do? You know what I mean?
Nothing. That's my bad, D-Lo. I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
That's my bad.
He definitely.
You know what? Just for that, shout out Khalil Ware. Anyways,
I do like him a lot.
No, I kind of don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna sound like the broken record. It is Ant or Victor. I don't really see another guy where I can point to them and be like, "You look like you could fit the bill." I just don't see it around the league. And I think it comes down to character more than anything. And when you look at the guys who were previous faces of the league, we're talking Jordan, we're talking Iverson, we're talking Kobe, we're talking Braun, we're talking like these guys they just have this charisma, this character about them that screams, greatness in a way. And it's really hard to sort of objectify into words. And really, I just don't see like really anybody outside of those two that just give that charisma, I guess. Ant, obviously, you see it a lot more because, especially when we saw it on his MVP post game presser, he was still talking his ish. You know what I mean? And Vic, we saw it from the jump. He was out there. He was playing hard. He was getting angry, and in the All Star game, like, that's just not seen anymore. And so when you look at it, I think it's just the level of greatness that they want for themselves more than anything that sort of pushes them to a higher tier. I don't I think it's way too early to tell, but like I kind of want to put Cooper Flag in that convo a little bit. But again, I think it's too early. Uh, so we'll see how that pans out. I think he could potentially be a name that you throw in there. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I just don't see the other guys being that in a way.
Okay, I'm not saying this because because Tone brought up one of my guys in Devin Booker or anything like this. This I thought about this when I was planning out the show and thinking about some of the topics that we were going to talk about. And when I thought about this one, there was one name that came to my mind, and two names. One of them was Victor Wembanyama. When you look at the epitome of what you want the NBA to be, you want the NBA to be skilled. You want the NBA to be passionate. You want the NBA to, want NBA players to go about their business the right way on and off the court. That's the first name that came to my mind because Victor Wembanyama, because when you talk about the face of the NBA, you talk about the guy that represents the NBA and everybody that plays in the NBA in terms of the players. The coaches, it could be a different story. But when you look at the face of the NBA, that's the guy you want representing your organization, I guess, association, your business as a whole. But the number one guy, and I think is the number one right answer, and it sucks that he's been hurt this year, and as much crap as I give him because I know my dog is a Celtics fan, but the right answer is Jason Tatum. It just is, because when you look at Jason Tatum, he has the championship already. He is, when he's healthy, a top 5 player in the league. There is nothing he can't do on a basketball court. He can shoot the 3 ball. He can get to the mid range. He can get to the basket. He's a two-way guy. He doesn't necessarily do it all the time because he has other defenders, but he can, if you need him to, guard the best player on the other team. So basketball wise, there's nothing Jason Tatum can't do. He is an all-around basketball player that, again, is elite. And when he comes back, he's going to be a monster. Again, I don't know if that's going to be this year. I still don't. But he's going to be a monster because as many minutes as he's played in his career, regular season and playoffs combined, he's been relatively healthy throughout his career. And for him to, again, it sucks that this was the way that it happened, but for him to get a year off, quote unquote, and him not having to play every night and playing 42 minutes a night, this is going to be a scary version of Jason Tatum that we see. But in terms of the face of the league, that is the guy you want as the face of your league. He has no, he off the court, he handles his business. He's a father, obviously. Deuce is such a big part of his life, and everybody knows who Deuce Tatum is. He just had another baby with Ella May. I think that's how you say her name. The singer. That's a relationship that hasn't been as public, but people are aware that they are together. I don't know if they're still together, but that's the guy that I want that I would want representing the NBA. Then I look at Jason Tatum and I said, that guy, he handles his business. He's a good father, and he's also one of the best basketball players in the world. And he's been good enough to win a championship. Whether people like it or not, he was the best basketball player on that team when they won the championship. He didn't win the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He didn't win the Finals MVP. He was the best basketball player on that team. And again, Tone, you know this. I give you a lot of crap because I know you are a Celtics fan. And so that's what I do. I'm a rage baiter. So I'm gonna see how mad I can get you about talking crap about Jason Tatum. But in all honesty, Jason Tatum is a top 5 player in this league. And he's a very, very, very good man off the court. So if there's a face that I want representing both on and off the court, the NBA, it would be Jason Tatum. And that's the first name that comes to my mind. The second would be Vic, would be Wemby. But I think right now it's just, even you talk about too soon. I think it's still a little too soon for Wemby. Jason Tatum has been in this league going on 7 years or 8 years now. He's done it. He's been competitive almost every year. And he started from his rookie year when he went to the Eastern Conference Finals and went to 7 games with LeBron James, the first or second greatest basketball player to ever play this game, depending on who you ask. So I think when you look at when I look at the face of the NBA and who I want representing that organization, that business, that franchise, it's Jason Tatum. And that's the first name that comes to my mind.
I'm not mad at that. I will say that I think, like all of you guys stated, that there are sometimes the characteristics or off the court things that play a role, and one of them will always be sneakers. And that's the one thing that AE has going for him, is he has a top 3 sneaker selling in the NBA. He's been like all 3 of his sneakers. I think this is the 3rd edition of his. They're all selling. Whereas Jason Tatum, Jordan just doesn't push out hot sneakers for his players. And so I think that if Jordan were to turn that leaf and help brand his athletes a little bit better, that would help Tatum become a bigger face or a bigger option to be the face of the league. And one other person I want to mention really quickly, and I know it's still too early, but I think he has that charisma that Twin is talking about, is VJ Edgecombe.
How'd I know you were gonna say that? How'd I know you were gonna say that?
Because he's got that talent. I mean, I call him young AE. Like, to me, his game style reminds me of Anthony Edwards a lot. And if he were capable of progressing and still maintaining that off the court balance, and he's on a good organization as far as Philly, like if you balling, they love you. And he's in that Northeast where they again, it's the Northeast and then it's the West Coast. Like that kind of Memphis middle ground, those Atlanta teams, you got to be superstar to get pushed.
Well,
if you're balling in the West Coast or you balling in the Northeast, there's a lot of potential to be the face of the league. And VJ's on the Philadelphia 76ers. And yeah, it's early, but like Lo said, we're gonna be watching.
Yeah.
To your Tatum point, I think my thing with Tatum, I just don't see it. Like, I just don't. Like, when I think of the NBA, I'm not thinking of Jason Tatum. Just not. And he's a hell of a basketball player. But another thing I've been noticing is Jaylen Brown. This dude's a beast. Like, this dude's a legit basketball player. And he wants to be known as a legit basketball player. He wants to be known top 5, top 10. Like, legitly. And can he do that next to Jason Tatum? Can they both be top 5 players next to each other? Can they do that? Because I feel like for Tatum to become the face of the league, he has to overpower every single body on his team first, then the league. And like I said, Tatum has the skill. He has everything. I think he lacks aggression a little bit. I think he defers to the team aspect personally for his personal game, not for the team success. Team success will always, he's a team first player, but it's to a fault almost. And for his personal image, whether we're talking personal image, we're not talking about winning basketball games. He does everything you need to win basketball games, but for his personal image to become a popular figure, I just don't think he takes the steps necessary. And maybe that's not just what he wants. I mean, he says he wants it. We all say what we want. Hey, I want Rihanna. But am I DMing her every single day? No, I'm not. So I can say I want her all day long, but I'm not putting the work in. I'm not putting the work in. I'm just
that
not.
wasn't necessary. See, I knew why I think you was gonna do that, bro.
I'm just not.
Come on, bro.
Tatum's character reminds me of young Kobe. And that came with success. Like, Kobe wasn't braggadocious. He did have the slam dunk contest, but Kobe wasn't that as braggadocious as AE or as those guys. It all came with success. And so if Tatum continues to have success, I think then he can pivot. I mean, he still has a top 7 selling jersey in the NBA.
Man.
which
You didn't think Kobe had that
braggadocious.
mentality?
He wasn't talking.
Well,
He didn't.
well, I think
When you think of Kobe, like the number one thing that comes up is Mamba mentality. Like that's what people know him for.
The Jordan thing.
And it is, but like we don't call it the Jordan mentality.
With success. We weren't saying Mamba mentality his first 6 years in the league. No one was saying that. Not a soul was saying.
And that's not when he was the face of the league.
This is Tatum's 8th year in the league, and he already has a championship.
And I think the thing is, though, with those other guys, that like they have their signature, for lack of a better word, thing. They have their signature thing. Like you have that thing that you remember. Like Kobe, of course, had the Mamba mentality. LeBron had the chosen one. KD had the Slim Reaper. Steph Curry, I'm not just naming nicknames, but like these are things that like you remember them by. I guess to kind of to contrast my point a little bit, I guess Tatum doesn't have that signature, like, oh, I remember Jason Tatum did that. I remember Jason Tatum like that. This is what he does. This is what he's known for. But Jason Tatum, like that, like I don't know, man. I watched the starting five a few years ago when he was one of the stars on it, and he just kind of lives his life. He kind of does his own thing. He's not really outside. He's not this guy that's gonna stand out. He's not this guy that's, if you look at him in person, obviously, you're like, dude, who is this giant that's built like a freaking truck? But he's not that guy that's gonna stand out and really seek attention. And so maybe that's why he can't. Or could, or can, at least not right now, can't be the face of the league. Again, like Tone mentioned, maybe he could pivot once he starts to have more success or maybe continued success. But again, I guess if you're trying to be the face of the league, you kind of not seek the attention, but kind of meet in the middle between seeking attention and just demanding
attention. You do have to be a little braggadocious. Even when people hated LeBron for saying he was the best player in the world. There were a lot
to do it.
Who appreciated him saying, I'm the best player in the world.
And I mean, the decision too. The decision,
I think that's kind of what elevated Braun to that status, though, was the villain arc, as people call it. When he went to, before he went to Miami, I don't think that LeBron was really this, obviously he was face of the league worthy, but people were still considering that to be Kobe at the time. Because, Kobe was back-to-back champion.
Right.
You can't call yourself the face of the league if you're not winning anything.
Oh, yes. So with that, and again, I think that Tatum can pivot with the success. But how many times have we had this top five conversation?
And that's funny. That's funny you said that because I'm literally.
Is AE in that top five?
No.
So
he's not.
AE also hasn't won anything. He's never even been to the big game.
If you're not top five,
no,
he's 24.
Tatum was doing that.
Are we confident that we can't say AE is in top five? Are we confident in that?
I'm very.
This is what I was saying. We talked about this before. I vividly remember talking about this before. Tatum had his moment, his rookie year. He dunked on Bron. He should have ran with that. Instead, he went the respectful route. He went the I respect my elders route. Brian, that's OG. Ant didn't go that route. Ant, man, I'm that. I'm dunking you again. Like, that's how Ant coming. That's why we love Ant so much, even though he's not top five just yet. Ant got that dog in him. But Tatum dunked on LeBron, and that was that.
Ain't that talking too much when you in the gym and the young fella come and he score a bucket on you and you like, bro, I've been doing this for 17 years. I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I'm a rookie in the conference finals carrying my team.
That's what I'm saying. So Tatum is in his rookie year. Why would we want to hear? Wouldn't that be talking too much? Just like to me, and I love AE, but ain't that talking too much? Bro, you gotta win something first. You gotta win first. I don't want to hear
that's my problem with AE.
Because
that's my problem with Anthony.
Boston wasn't supposed to be there in the first place without Kyrie.
Yeah. Again, JB and JT carried.
That's what I'm saying. Talk, JT.
He did. He got like this.
But he stopped at a certain point.
The differences with JT and AE is is JT talk on the court. If you watch Starting Five and you hear it behind the scenes, JT talks like he that guy. He believes he's the best player in the league. He's just not going to do it at post-game interviews that often. But more recently, I think he's cracking that shell. He's been saying
He's got to.
You didn't watch during the All-Star game when they did that interview?
I think he sees
he
his
needs
window.
that, though.
I think to Jamal's point, I think he sees his window. Now's my time. When I come back, I gotta be on. But this what I was saying earlier. Is Jaylen Brown gonna allow that?
The NBA don't even love Jaylen Brown like that. Nike's against JB. I think Boston got JB back, but there's too many other things, hurdles that JB would have to conquer to become the face of the NBA.
Because he wants it. He wants
That
that.
gray hairline is
I'm not saying he don't want it, but again, that's like I think I heard y'all's conversation about AB and Julio Jones. AB wanted to be the best wide receiver in the league, but there was so many people against AB that there were so many hurdles and so many walls and barriers that he would have had to break through to actually be the face and the best wide receiver known to the masses as the best wide receiver. It was always him fighting. And sometimes you just like want to walk in the room and let everybody know I'm that guy. I gotta keep letting y'all. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I
think that's kind of my biggest gripe with AE is he hasn't. Now he recently he's changed at least my viewing of him. He's been able to perform in the playoffs. Especially last year, he's been much better in the playoffs, but he hasn't been to the NBA Finals. And every
is he better than Jaylen Brown?
Oh man.
If I was building a franchise right now, I would take Anthony Edwards over Jaylen Brown.
I would.
Is he better?
I would
than
also
Giannis?
probably.
Is he better?
Better
than
who?
Giannis.
No.
Is he better than Jokic?
No.
Is he better than Luka?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
One of those guys plays defense, and the other one.
I'm just saying.
Not.
Okay, let's break this down. Consensus top 4. Top 3. Giannis, Shea, and Jokic. Right?
Let me ask you something though. Before you go, let me ask you this. You said AI was the best, was the face of the league for a stretch of the time. Was he the best player in that exact same stretch?
He won MVP twice.
AI won MVP once.
He won MVP twice.
Once.
My bad. Yeah, you're right. He won All-Star MVP twice. My bad.
That's what I'm saying.
The best player in the league.
He wasn't the best player in the league. It was Shaq.
It was Shaq.
Yeah. But he won scoring titles too. So like he has so many things going for him where AE hasn't touched any of those yet.
No.
I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're going.
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna get there. I really do. I think he's gonna get there. He's not there yet. If we're talking like if they said, hey, today, let's choose a face of the NBA, that'd be tough. Who's ready?
Honestly?
Who's ready for it right now, today?
I was gonna say I still think it's Braun
or Curry or.
No, right. Okay, right now, if the player, it's Braun. Braun is going to be the face of the league until he retires. He just, I honestly, I think that's the case. He's going to be the face of the NBA until he
I don't
retires.
care what anybody does. When we turn on ESPN in the morning, they're going to talk about LeBron. KD has this whole Twitter thing going on, but they're still talking about LeBron when you go on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about when is he going to do this? When is he going to do that? Is he going to announce it?
You guys are going to laugh. But if he finds some way, somehow, to go win a championship this year, again, maybe this is a stretch, and I'm absolutely
LeBron?
No. But this guy that I'm about to bring up, if he finds some way, somehow, to go win a championship this year, again, you guys might laugh, and this might be a stretch, but he does play for the biggest market, the second biggest market, possibly in the world.
I wouldn't say who I think you're about to say.
Jalen Brunson carries his team.
Oh my God!
No,
I almost swore.
No. If
he Brunson would have to grow 7 inches in height for him to be the face of anything. His game still is it to me doesn't fit. You gotta be different, dog. And I
But
like
he plays
Brunson.
for the
I like
Knicks. If you were to win a championship for the Knicks, a team that has,
No.
again, the biggest market in
No.
the NBA,
No.
a team that hasn't
No.
won a chip in 50 years.
That's
No.
fine. No.
Okay. Again, I'm
No.
not saying he would be. I'm not saying he would be. But you talk about the teams that are talked about every single day. When you turn on ESPN, the Knicks are being talked about.
That's just because Stephen A. loved them. If
No,
Stephen
no,
A.
no.
was on TV, he wouldn't talk about the Knicks.
Outside of the shows that Stephen A's on. Outside of the shows that Stephen A's
I
on.
don't. You send those to my phone.
Like they talk about him on Get Up, and they talk about on Sports Center. They talk about him on FS1. Like they talk about the Knicks. Okay, again, I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just throwing another name out there. I'm just throwing another name out there.
I would give him a possible MVP. I ain't giving him the face of the league.
Again,
Hey, Cooper Flag has a good chance too.
Cooper Flag has more of a chance than Jalen Brunson. He's a rookie.
Again, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree. But the best player on the biggest market in the sports world,
AJ Baptista has a better chance.
What'd you just call this man? What did you just call him? AJ Batista? Who's he gonna Batista ball?
Hey man, they say OG no ball, man. They gonna get you for this.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah. He's from Massachusetts. I mess up names all the time. I call my family by the wrong names.
See, there you go. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Something you should be proud of.
They should be glad I'm recognizing them.
There you go. See, there you go. Okay,
My
let's
bad.
all right. Let's stick in the NBA, man. Let's stick in the NBA. The second half of the NBA season starts on Thursday, I believe. Starts on Thursday. So I think there's a discussion to be had. We see there's 27 games left in the season. Now, you know, a lot of times people like to call the All-Star break in whatever sport it is the halfway point. This is more than the halfway point. We've passed the halfway point. But now that the All-Star break is over, some of these teams have gotten a chance to be healthy. Some of these teams have made whatever moves they need to make in order to improve their team to get to a certain level to compete at whatever way they want to compete. Tyson, what team do you think could make some noise in the second half? Either conference. What team do you think could make that jump and really put that intimidation factor into some of these teams?
I think I'll do both for both sides. I'll be real quick. I think on the West, the Nuggets, I think they can. Man, they have a legit chance this year, man. They have a way better roster than what they did last year. Jokic is back. Jamal Murray, he's playing at an all-star level. They're just waiting on Aaron Gordon to shake back. Once they get him back, they're back fully loaded. They've had some dudes step up big time. Peyton Watson, he's been stellar for them. They got Christian Brown, they got Bruce Brown, they got all these pieces, and they have a great coach as well. So yeah, I think Denver's going to take a huge leap. They're going to secure that second spot. I think they're third right now, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth, fighting with us right now, and fighting with us in San Antonio right now. And for the East, I think my boy James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers are gonna shake some things up. I think they're gonna put Cleveland in a better spot than what they're in right now, a little bit more confident spot. Harden, he unlocked his offense 100%, and this team already having defenders like Mobley, like Jared Allen, like Sam Merrills of the world, and they have the depth and the talent to compete with anybody in the East. The East is wide open to me still. I still feel like the East is very wide open. Although Detroit, has a stranglehold on the first seed, New York's playing well. I think Cleveland can make some noise, and I am a little biased. Yes, I did not think James Harden had a chance to even make the playoffs this year, but now we back. So Tone, I'll see you in May.
You might. I mean, I'd imagine they'll be top four. But they got to get through whoever they got to get through first. And Cleveland is not known for having.
Hey Kevin, baby, we here, baby.
Cleveland,
There you go.
They ain't had no.
There you go.
success.
There you go, bro. Oh my. Oh.
Look at
D-Lo?
Low. Look at Low.
Hey,
I just
no,
want to
you
point
got
out
my
that
mind.
he is a Rockets fan, by the way.
He
Hey,
acting
oh,
like,
yeah,
Team
hey,
Harden,
hey,
baby.
hey.
Jamal. He acting like Jamal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get on Tyson like get on me,
Talking
bro.
about my team is
Hey,
the
Tyson?
Rockets, but I support James Harden.
And what's wrong with that?
100%.
And what's wrong with that? And what's wrong with that?
And you see, there's a key difference in that James Harden used to play for Houston, and Patrick Mahomes has never played in Arizona. Anyways,
I don't get no damn about that.
Moving
Patrick
on.
Mahomes is my dog,
Jalen
and he
Brunson
might get Marvin
Jalen
Harrison
Brunson
Jr.
played in Phoenix before?
He has. Yeah, he sure has.
Jalen
In
played-
Game
who
7
played-
when they went home.
Oh.
See, D-Lo, hey, that you kicked me right in the balls, boy. You hurt
Hey,
me.
this is for that. This for that
You
Miami
were-
comment. That's what you
See,
get.
but there you go. That's all right. That's okay.
Yeah.
Now when I see Drake Greenline run on the field and I seen him pop his, I said, oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah, and you know,
It was a wrap.
Hey, you
That
go
hurts.
low, I go to the basement. You come meet me at the basement, I'll go to hell. Where you want to go? Where you want to go?
and that hurts.
Where you want to go? We in hell now. We in hell. You want to go lower?
Nope.
Okay, just double check it. Yep. How you like them apples?
Are they sour?
Goodness gracious.
They sour? Huh? D-Lo?
This used to be a kind, friendly show.
Yeah, used to be. And then D-Lo brought up my worst nightmare. And then I brought up his.
This what happened when we don't got football, y'all.
It's what happens. Yeah.
I'm glad we ain't got no football. I'm just tired of watching football. Anybody want to watch that no more?
It was
All
fun
right.
while it lasted.
All right, D-Lo. Now that you're done hurting my feelings. What's a team in the NBA that you could see make a jump in the second half of the season and put a scare factor into some of these teams?
Well, you know, I was gonna say the Suns, but fuck you. All right. You know what I mean? We're not bleeping none of that. You know what I mean?
He said no. We gonna keep that in, and we
We gonna
clipping
keep that in.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
clip
is
it.
live television.
And that's cool. I'll say it again.
All right, I'm
You
sorry.
talk about going lower. What's lower than that?
Come on, bro. All right, bro. I
Yeah,
take
get
it
the
back.
channel
I take it back.
demonetized.
All right,
Yeah.
No, bro. I can't see that. You go. All right, bro. I take it back, bro. I wish Drake Greenline never got hurt. I take it back. You can say the Suns,
right.
bro.
All right.
All right.
No, I mean, I like Phoenix's chances, especially if they tend to get healthy. I think they could definitely scare a lot of the middle pack teams. I'm not saying that they could go out and compete, 1, 2, 3 in the West. I don't think they can compete with those guys. But we're talking, the Lakers or the Rockets or, teams in this middle tier. I think that they could definitely give those teams a run for their money. If you're Phoenix, if you can get healthy, if, Devin Booker can stay on the court, if Jalen Green can finally figure out what is going on with his hamstring, and they have the current Dylan Brooks who's playing at a really good level. Yeah, I think they could give some of those teams in the West a run for their money. In terms of the East, I don't know. Like, I really, really, really want to say Orlando. Like, I really do, because I still believe in Paulo as a player, but they just haven't looked right this year, and I don't know what's going on with them.
Jamal
And I-
Mosley.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but if he's gonna put it out there,
But Jamal Mosley's not that bad of a coach. He's a decent
Yeah.
coach.
He don't got them in the he don't got them locked in.
yeah, I don't think he's got them in the locker room.
Mm-mm.
But with that said, I still think come playoff time they could be real dangerous if they figure out how to put it together. So that is my East pick, is probably Orlando for sure.
Hey, didn't y'all say Paulo was a top what player in the East?
I didn't say that. Tone.
Three.
Nah,
This
Three.
is your turn. This is your turn to talk.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
think
bro.
anybody said he was the top of anything, but I definitely picked Paulo to be, more
Nah,
successful.
bro.
No, you said
Go
he a
back.
top
No,
3 player
bro.
in the East.
Find a clip. Find a
Top
clip. Find a
three?
clip.
A
Yeah,
top
that.
three player in the East?
Yes, on
Yeah,
I might have to
stream.
go
that.
back.
Find that clip.
I'm gonna go
Hey,
back.
this is the perfect short
Yep.
TikTok.
I'll take
So we can go back.
accountability for it.
The rewind.
D'Lo,
Yeah.
co-host D'Lo said that for sure. I definitely said that.
You said he top 3 player
Tone,
in the East.
but Tone was like the front sergeant on
I
that.
still like
front runner.
Paulo. I
You say he
honestly
was top
think that
3 in the East.
I think he has
I still
potential
think
to
he
be.
can
I don't
be.
think he is. Yeah, I don't think he is, but I
Oh
think
yeah,
he has.
right now, that's clear.
But coming off of the playoff run, I mean, obviously they lost in the first round, but he was phenomenal in the playoffs. So
He
I mean,
was.
I don't
Averaging
see
like
why.
30 and 11.
Yeah, like why he wouldn't be. I thought he was, and this was
I'm just
prior to the breakout year that Cade is having, obviously.
And I
But
also
I
think that
still,
it's tough when I don't think there's a clear cut conversation that they've had in Orlando of who their top player is, whether it's Franz or it's him. And I think that's what you tend to see every other night. They don't know who the ball needs to be going to and through.
Speaking of which, Tone, who's the team that you think can make some noise in the second half and scare some teams?
Make some noise. I really feel like most of the league is set up right where it is. I tend to agree with Lowe as far as the West Coast teams. You guys, when I speak you guys, I'm talking about your boys, the Phoenix Suns. They beat OKC. They've beaten the Spurs. They've beaten the Lakers. They've beaten the Houston Rockets. They've beaten all of the top tier teams in the West. And so it's possible. And some of those teams they beat without Devin Booker, as odd as it may sound. And we've had this conversation. Any given night when you don't have your star player, it's tough for the opposition to actually have a game plan. But if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. So I tend to agree with Lowe when it comes to the West Coast. I'd say if Utah were in a better position, they could possibly be a sleeper. I think them getting Triple J makes them a better team defensively. They do have the depth. I don't think they really win anything, but they could catch somebody slipping.
Tone.
Yeah.
They haven't been us this year.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to say nothing.
I had to double check. I knew.
I didn't want to say
head,
anything. I didn't want to say anything.
But I had to double check. Yeah, nah.
But you let Tone make his point, guys. And stop being rude. There you go.
I mean, his point still stands. His point still stands. I agree 100% with him.
What position? Y'all in the 4th seed, right? 4th spot.
Yeah.
And I will say real quick, Tom, before you get to your East team, Houston, for whatever reason, we match up horribly against the Rockets. We match up horribly against the Rockets. We played them once with Book and once without. The time without, they ran us off the court very, very quickly.
Oh, yeah, very quickly. Right. Because that was the last time Kevin Durant said what he said. I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, I lied. The first 2 times we played them, they ran us off the court. Once with Book, once without. The last time we played him is when KD hit that 3 at the buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
And
that was a good game. So
that was a good game. And so that third time we played him, we Jordan kind of finally came up with a scheme to try and compete with the Rockets. Now, Tyson, y'all got the KDF files going on, so I don't know what's about to happen down there in Houston, down there Ace Down. But just because he calling some people, I'm not going to use that R word, but he's some names and calling some people some other things, and Houston
we'll get to that, bro.
Might have a problem, brother.
We'll get to that, bro. We'll get to that.
Tone, before you were rudely interrupted by Tyson mentioning that the Suns haven't.
I'm sorry. I just had to put that out there.
Yeah, that made me very sad, Tyson. If that helps, but who in the East you looking out for? So obviously you got your boys in second place. Of course, without who I think is your best player. Do you think the Boston Celtics is gonna scare some people even more, or is there another sleeper team that you think could make some noise?
Well, that's honestly where I was going. Is if we get JT back, I think we scare the league, and I think there's already some rumblings. Some people are shaking right now. They're worried that if Tatum comes back, we become the best team in the league. which is fortunate for me as a fan, unfortunate for people who are fans of Oklahoma, of course the Knicks, Detroit Pistons, who I think personally have played really, really well this season. But I still got the Knicks over them, honestly. I feel like if they played the Knicks in a 7-game series, that the Knicks would win. And I love Cade. Y'all know I've been on Cade two years now. But I feel like if JT comes back, I feel like that makes Jalen Brown even more unstoppable because you have to pay so much more attention to Jason Tatum. I feel like with the addition of Vucevic, that we're almost back where we were with Porzingis. There's so much more spacing on the floor. He can shoot the ball at a pretty good clip, and I even like our depth. I like Jordan Walsh. I like Garza. I like I like what's happened without Jason Tatum. I feel like all of the others have gotten more confident in what they can do on the court, and I don't know if I believe as much as Lowe does in Orlando. I do like Paulo, but they just haven't shown me enough, and they've lost so many winnable games. I just can't see them turning over a leaf this late in the season.
Listen, this might sound biased, it might not. But in the Western Conference, I'm going to say my Phoenix Suns. I think we can put a lot of fear into some of these teams because I think the Suns can be one of these teams that the Thunder doesn't want to see in the first round. The Spurs don't want to see in the first round. The Nuggets don't want to see in the first round. Now, I'm not saying we're going to beat any three of those teams because if I was a betting man, I would bet all three of those teams to beat my team in the first round. But I don't think the Suns will make it easy. I don't think they'd go down without a fight. And I think they're going to have some opportunities to get healthy in the second half of the season. Jalen Green coming back, hopefully can stay on the basketball court. Devin Booker, again, coming back from his ankle injury he just suffered a few weeks ago. Hopefully he can stay on the basketball court. Grayson Allen, a very, very, very underrated piece to this basketball team. Hopefully he can stay on the court. They went out and got Amir Coffey at the trade deadline. They brought in one of D'Lo's former boys, Haywood Highsmith, a wing, another guy who can shoot the three ball, play some defense, and fits this Jordan Ott mold very, very well that the Phoenix Suns have going on. So I think if they get healthy and they learn how to play with, play together, especially Jalen Green and Devin Booker at those 1 and 2 guard positions, I think if they build some sort of chemistry on the court and learn how to play off of each other, I think that could be extremely dangerous for not only the Western Conference, but for the rest of the league as well. And I hate how much praise I'm giving this team, and it's killing me. It's hurting me inside because I am the rage bait king, but I'm not just gonna say things to try and rage bait people. I'm gonna say my opinion, and if that rage baits people, well, so be it. But I like the Boston Celtics in this in the Eastern Conference. I think that team is going to be a monster just because I don't know if Jason Tatum is going to come back. I don't know if he's going to come back, but the thought of him even coming back this season instills that much more fear into some of these teams, especially in the Eastern Conference. The New York Knicks don't want to see Jason Tatum. The Detroit Pistons don't want to see Jason Tatum. These teams don't want to see the Philadelphia 76ers don't want to see Jason Tatum. And if they get Jason Tatum back and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum turn it on like nothing happened, and just roll right back into motion, this team might mess around and get back to the finals. And again, that's if Jason Tatum is 100% healthy, because if he's not, I don't think they will get back to the finals. Jaylen Brown has been phenomenal this year, but you need Jason Tatum to have any sort of success in the playoffs. Outside of that team, if say Jason Tatum doesn't come back, I like the Raptors. I really like the Toronto Raptors and what they have going on. They have their two guys in Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram, two guys that complement each other extremely well. More one of which more defensive minded, the other one more offensive minded. Both can do both, sort of. Brandon Ingram is okay defensively, and then you got pieces to build around them, and you got pieces that can score and can do other things around those two guys. So I really like the Toronto Raptors, but the team that scares me the most right now in the East is the Boston Celtics, especially if they get their best player back, within the next month or so. And of course, I like my boys, man. If we get healthy, we're gonna cause problems here in the West. But on that note, fellas, that is going to close out this episode of Gumball Sports Machine. And thank you all for watching. And as I always say, if nobody else is going to tell you, I'll tell you. I love you. You matter, and you have a purpose. Strive for happiness and be grateful for what you do have instead of upset for what you don't. And Tone, if you don't mind, if you could go ahead and
like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe.
Couldn't have said
And
it
share
better.
with your folks, man. Share with your folks, man. Y'all hit that share button a couple times for the homies.
Yep. Send it to your family, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts, your dogs, your cats, your turtles, your tigers.
Feel free to comment and let Jamal know what Mardi Gras is, please.
Hey, look, and also,
You don't know what Mardi Gras is?
Well, okay,
Jamal
well, I
does
don't.
not
yeah,
know
that
what
was the beginning
Mardi
of the
Gras
show.
is.
He asked me what Mardi Gras was, man.
Okay, I know what it is, but I don't know why.
And then he
it's
gonna put
like-
me on the spot, ask me what it was. Like
Well, okay,
I'm
okay.
like I'm Pictionary.
My fault, G. That's Tony. You know what they're celebrating in Mardi Gras?
See, now you putting me on. See,
Just
how you do?
No, I don't know why it became a thing. I believe it's just a celebration of culture, music. I don't.
Okay. Well,
it's a French holiday.
I'm glad that we're all
Fat
agreement.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
That's what Mardi Gras stands for. Fat Tuesday.
Mhm. Fat Tuesday.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just a bar.
Supposed to eat and have fun today.
Yeah, it's just a celebration of culture that they have down there.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Hey, look, if you're an NBA player, don't be in no group chats with no dweebs, man. You be in a group chat with your real friends. And if you got problems with your teammates, tell them.
And we sound like he's talking to somebody he knows.
I wish I did know. I was
Sounds
going
like
to
it.
smack him.
Who? Oh, the KDF files.
The KDF files.
The KDF files.
Hey,
Boy,
look,
that's
all of
nasty,
this,
bro.
it's alleged. It's alleged. It looks pretty real. It's all alleged, though. We gonna be all right, though.
They showed bro before the All-Star game, and he was like this on his phone.
Hey, boy,
He couldn't get off. He couldn't get off his phone. Oh yeah,
The blitz,
hey,
that
Houston might
blitz
have a
is
problem,
real.
bro.
He finna F my locker room up like he did y'all.
Yeah,
Let me get JG back.
No, I'm good, bro. I keep him over here. You can't have him back. You can't have him. And I kind of want to, huh?
They're saying KD was the real issue.
You know what? Before the KDF files came out, I would have traded you Jalen Green for Jabari Smith, but apparently there's something up with Jabari.
Kevin Durant,
According to KD.
as great as a player as he is, he's a horrible leader. And it's been proven.
Why Tom Brady's the GOAT. On to the next episode. My bad.
That's how you gonna end the show.
My bad.
You was just telling people to like, comment,
and I know y'all seen that Jordan clip.
Oh
my! Bron's my GOAT. Now let's end it. Cleveland.
Yeah, I will say this:
Hey.
if LeBron did that, you know how he would have got dragged through the mud.
And all I'm gonna say is, Maul, I swear, was about to say, and what that got to do with me. I swear he was about to say that.
There you go. See, there you go,
Wow.
bro. Well, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm cutting that out. That's
This is live. This is live.
This is live footage.
I can't. Well, I didn't say anything technically.
That's why we can't cut out that F-bomb that I dropped.
Before we leave, do y'all feel better or worse now that NASCAR's tried to explain the situation?
They tried to explain it.
Yeah, they said that Michael Jordan was trying to get ice out of little homie's shirt.
Yeah, all right. What? Yeah, all right.
I'm like, yo, y'all just made it 10 times worse.
Way worse.
Because there's cameras everywhere, right? And so then people in the comments are sending screenshots of when little homie's dad poured water on him. And so there's no ice involved. I'm like, yo, dog. We all know it's just this day and age to where people make it extra. But Mike was just, you know what I'm saying? That's some old school messing with little homie type stuff.
See?
Mike could have pinched him on the shoulder or side. But
the older generation, they victims, boy. Hey, victims.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Because he's talking about it's good.
See, there you ain't had to use that word. You ain't had to use victim. Nah, it sounds way worse than it.
I'm mad. I'm mad. Mike had to do it 17 times before a little homie turned around. Hendricks would have turned around and swung on Mike. Like, yo, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, he probably would have.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, he would have.
Watch our kids, man.
On that note,
you know the Mike quote.
Oh my! On that horrible note, Jesus Christmas. Like my OG said, man, if you don't mind hitting that like button, tapping that subscribe button, following all of our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm sure there's some other stuff there, but we post every day on those platforms, so be on the lookout. But for my dog, the man we call Flip Say Less, aka co-host D-Lo. For my my dog, my OG, and the man we call the Generalizer, Triple OG Tone. And for his return, the man we call Killa, the Analyzer, Tyson, our expert when it comes to basketball and football. And for yours truly, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. You Know Gumo. We will be back on what's today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday. We'll be back Friday night to
We're going to same 2 days.
It is, but I couldn't remember which one. You shut up, D-Lo. We'll be back Friday. I'm just kidding. I love you, D-Lo.
Gotta find my way to you.